Hey guys, Maewtt here, and today I'm doing a video on Rebel Guy. And when I got up this morning, I saw I had a few PMs asking me what my thoughts were on this, and so I checked out what happened, and it looks like we have another situation very similar to what happened to Intergalactic JC a while back. Um, so basically, what happened, for those of you who don't know, is his friend got banned or something, or like falsely banned for hacking or something. And so he asked the mod like who reported him, and the mod apparently told him, and I guess that's against the rules or something. So now Jarvis is banning him for not saying who the mod is. Kind of like with what happened with Intergalactic JC and refusing to tell Chiss who was spraying rumors or whatever. So let's just look at a few of the private messages between Jarvis and Rebel Guy and see what else has been going on. And I'll give my thoughts on it. So Jarvis PM'd Rebel Guy saying, "Hello, we require this information to find out which staff has broken our communication policy, and yet you are withholding this information. Similar in the real world, obstruction of justice will bring you legal trouble. And here in Mindplex, you will get in trouble as well. This is your final warning. We will need you to identify who is the staff that gave you this information, and we need you to provide legitimate evidence to back up your claims. Failure to do so will result in a network ban. You will have 24 hours to comply. Jarvis." Okay, just a few things on this. First off, yes, obstruction of justice can get you in legal trouble, it's like, contempt of court or other things. However, here's another real world analogy. A defendant has the right to face their accuser. In the real world, the prosecution can't not say who a witness is to the defendant. They have a right to know who it is. So really, that's the staff member shouldn't even be in trouble for saying who reported him. I don't see why it should be anonymous. So there's a real world analogy for you, Jarvis. Second off, this bottom part. We will need you to identify the staff and provide legitimate evidence. Okay. What do you mean by legitimate evidence? You want screenshots of a private message or a Skype chat or something? I mean, you realize that those could easily be forged. Like if Rebel Guy wanted to, and this is probably what I would do in his situation, I'd take a staff member I hated, use inspect element to make it look like he was the one who was giving me the information, then send it to you so that you get the innocent staff member banned. I mean, is it really a way to provide legitimate evidence in this situation, considering how easily you could just forge something? So it's kind of an impossible task you've given him. So let's look at Rebel Guy's response to this. Alright, so here's Rebel Guy's response to Jarvis. "Hi, friend. Thank you for your reply. I could not help but notice that you have used bold text in your previous reply to try and emphasize your point. Well, let me take that one step further." Oh, this should be good. "In my previous message, I asked you to tell me who we are in reference to the second paragraph of your original message and demanded proof. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me what would happen to the staff member in question and demanded proof. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me what would happen if I give you the information you're after and demanded proof. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me what would happen if I refuse to give you this information you're after and demanded proof. You failed to comply. I asked you to tell me who sent you and why they didn't personally contact me. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me whether you would accept my proof. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me what rules I violate when I help myself and fellow players who got unfairly banned, which includes finding out who banned me and demanded proof. You failed to comply. I also asked you to tell me what rules I violate when I do not give you the information you're after and demanded proof. You failed to comply. You are withholding information from me, so please answer all the above questions, backed up with legitimate evidence. Failure to do so will result in me leaking information that could severely impact Mindplex's reputation. You will have 10 hours to comply." This is getting good. "Only then, and only then, will I even begin to consider your extortion. Please note that I'm 100% serious about this." Now, the final point I would like to bring up with you is that made by another person. Please do not even think about coming up with some new dirty extortion methods to try and get me to reveal the author of this beautifully written piece of literature. You compare Mindplex's punishment slash justice system to that of the real world. While I highly disagree with that opinion, let me just pretend they are indeed similar. Mindplexology is a new type of writing which was created by so and so, and inspired by Daddy Jarvis, who PMs Rebel Guy. Mindplexology is used as an analogy relating to the real world to Mindplex. My Mindplexology will explain why Rebel Guy's possible ban will be unfair. Imagine Mindplex as our planet. Imagine that a ban on Mindplex is a jail sentence, but can be sent to court with an appeal in case the ban is false. Mods are police, admins are judges. On Planet Mindplex, many false bans occur. A player named Slatecrafter was banned on the planet but it was unfair. So we asked a friend Rebel Guy to ask a police officer to secretly tell him who banned him. A judge, Jarvis, found out this sharing of information. He said that was an obstruction of justice. However, no justice had been obstructed by sharing this information. Slatecrafter was benefited deservingly and justly, and the police officer had therefore done the right job and supported justice. However, Jarvis is willing to punish the helpful police officer if Rebel Guy tells him. If you want to get anything out of this, just accept who banned the player should not be confidential information, as it exposes staff who abuse their punishment power and helps the banned player get unbanned in the case of an unfair ban. Sincerely, Rebel Guy. Well, that was certainly a long private message, but let me just summarize it. Let's see, where to begin. So I'm guessing we is like either the admins or the leadership team or like Mindplex in general. And what would happen to the staff member in question? Probably get demoted, maybe even banned. I mean, that's usually what happens. If if he gives you the information, I think you're saying is like, are you gonna ban me anyways? You know, kind of like give me proof that you're not gonna do something to me, even if I do give you this information, and that's certainly reasonable. What would happen if I don't give you the information? Well, he pretty much said you get network banned, and the fact that you're network banned right now is proof enough of that. Who sent you? If he didn't send himself, I'd say Chiss, and as for why Chiss didn't contact him, I don't know, maybe time zone difference, or he's too lazy. I don't know. Um, whether you or not you would accept my proof. That's what I touched on earlier. You know, how can you provide legitimate proof considering how easily it could be forged? Um, let's see what rule. Yeah, what rules did he violate? Like, I mean, just like with Aaron Galactic JC, what rules did he actually violate? I mean, no one still has given proof on that. And no, creating a new rule in 2 seconds doesn't count as him violating the rules. Um, Failure to do so will result in leaking information. All right. So now you're counter extorting Mindplex, and personally, I'm secretly hoping that you release this information so I could do a video on it. And speaking of which, don't like do that because then not only will they have justification to network ban you, but they'll probably make Engine delete your account. So instead, what you should do, give me the information and let me do a video on it because they Mindplex may control Engine, but they don't control YouTube, so they can't get my YouTube account taken down. Um, as for your real world analysis, yeah, once again, someone has the right to know who their accuser is and who punishes them. So yeah, by getting that information, there is no obstruction of justice. And now there's just one more thing I want to show you before I close the video. Alright, so here's a document provided by that was created by the Burger Man of Oz, and I'm kind of hesitant to use it due to his history of forging evidence, which is what took down NAS Club. So let me just read part of it, because he pretty much just summarizes what happened on Lobby 1. There have now been riots on Lobby 1 on the US server, although the size was most likely not big. Although it's hard to tell what's really happening when this one picture of it is cropped. So basically, what it looks like happened is people just spam like Mindplex is unfair. Jarvis is in there, standing at the concession, plotting his oppression. Clever little rhyme. So basically, kind of similar to the NASCAR riots where they all spam some stuff about Doctor or whatever. With Lobby 1 out of the question at the moment, Lobby 2 was under review for more signs of riots. Other than people saying lagplex, there isn't a lot going on. For convenience of only pictures of big moments will be uploaded. Small group of people are mocking Jarvis at the moment, although he isn't online. Back to JC and Engine JC. JC reposted the link to a thread Jarvis made clear rumors about Jarvis info and contradicts the info that JC put out. Also, doesn't explain why Rebel was warned. Jarvis later pointed out that the rule Rebel was warned for was already in place. The Burger Man of Oz can back this up because it was at just after the Lex drama and was applicable to wall posts. Still doesn't justify its existence. Lobby 2 slow chat was enabled for 30 seconds after people started spamming Jarvis' name. This did little to stop the spam, however, and it was enabled again for 15 seconds. Then there's some screenshots which are too small to see. I'm guessing it's just people spamming or whatever. But I see this picture of a donkey. I don't know if someone did this, but that would be a funny idea. If those of you have like pet donkeys, take them out and name them Jarvis. You get it? uh, I, yes, that's stupid, but whatever. All right, so then he says that Aaron Galactic was banned for permanent in game for community disruption because the staff thought he was crashing lobbies. Then he brought up it was actually for helping Rebel. He then claims multiple people have been punished for similar reasons, but the other screenshots have yet to be posted. JC deletes the post where he says multiple users have been banned, but makes another claiming Jarvis was behind his ban. Um, and Rebel makes a wall post advising anyone who doesn't want a ban to not draw attention to themselves in the conflict. Um, I don't know whether or not people are actually getting banned for helping Rebel guys. At this point, this is just a rumor. But if people like JC are indeed getting banned for just supporting Rebel guy, that's extremely unfair. I mean, especially if like he's a friend, people are naturally going to support him. And considering like the fact that he didn't really do anything wrong, I mean, why wouldn't you support him? I mean, I kind of consider his ban fair, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I mean, I'm already network banned, so I don't really have anything to lose. But what? Why would you get network banned for supporting him, especially if you only do it on your wall? I mean, if you're someone who only has like 5 engine friends and 20 profile views, are you really causing any harm to Mindplex by simply supporting a friend of yours? I mean, that's just ridiculous in my opinion. But these have been my thoughts on the Rebel guy. If you please comment yours below and please like, share, and subscribe.